And now to mark this momentous occasion, ladies and gentlemen, it is our honor to have amongst us Dr. P Thiaga Rajan, who is the Minister for IT and Digital Services, Government of Tamil Nadu, and it's always an honor and a learning to hear him. Sir, I request you to kindly join us on dais and say a few words.
Thiru Shailendra Kumar, the trustee of TIOL Awards, Justice Shiva Kirti Singh, the chairman of the jury, Honorable Union Minister Thiru Nitin Gadkari, the recipient on behalf of Sir Ratan Tata, Thiru N. Chandrasekharan, not here but receiving the award, respected Madam Tirumadi Shobhana Bhartiya, the many people of TIOL who have worked on this, not least the jury, and the many partners who made this event a reality, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and thank you for sharing your time with us and for giving me this opportunity to say a few words. I find myself in a bit of a difficult situation because I have to speak after Thiru Chandrasekharan and before the Honorable Minister. I'm not sure I can add that much because I only met Thiru Ratan Tata once in my life. And in fact, I was in the same spot about a month or two ago because Thiru Chandrasekharan and I graduated from the same institution, REC Trichy. And then also I had to follow him and speak ahead of some very great experts. So I was told that good speakers are good storytellers, so I ended up just giving some stories and getting out of it. But today I would say that the great luxury of this opportunity is to speak about what I think the awardees of today represent, not just to the past of India, but to the future of India. It's very clear at a macro level, India is going to be the driver of the global economy for at least 20 years. Partly that's because of our human capital. Roughly 1 in 6 people alive today is Indian. If we start factoring for age, for education, we are going to be by far the greatest powerhouse of human talent. Partly it's because the last 30 years of transactions with China and the rest of the world are starting to unwind, and there's no better substitute for scale and production, both goods as well as services, as India. So what we really are bottlenecked by is our ability to execute. We talk a lot about things like ease of doing business. I spoke at an earlier session today on that topic. But really it's the question of, can we do things professionally? Can we do them at scale? Can we create enterprise capability? And can we do it in a way that fulfills the dream or the possibilities of the potential of India? In fact, around the country, there are huge gaps between intent and outcomes. In fact, I would say the norm is that there's a big gap between intent and outcome. I say that for government, I say that for corporates, I say that for many entities. And so there's huge scope for improvement, especially as we are in an inflection point in terms of the digitalization of the economy and the ability to do unprecedented things because of large volumes of data and immense computing power. So in this area, when we are contemplating a different path, icons like Thiru Ratan Tata and pathbreakers and visionaries like Tirumadi Shobhana Bhartiya are guiding lights for entire generations to come. Though I met Thiru Ratan Tata only once, I remember distinctly my exchange with him and his exchange with me. It was a meeting while I was an opposition MLA in the camp office of my current chief minister. And it lasted about an hour. And when it was over, instead of walking out through the shortest path out to the door, he walked around the room, came up to me, and said, "It was delightful talking to you," and then he walked out the other way back. That kind of courtesy and attention, I think, is what Thiru Chandrasekharan spoke about. And I remember the only comment I made to him of any substance, I commended him on his immense taste in the number of Tamil executives that he had in the senior ranks of the Tatas, because we were talking about education and culture and growth. So even as a free market adherent, even as somebody who is committed to keeping the good fight against oligopolies, against monopolies, against the notion of government-determined national champions, I recognize and I respect the huge impact that organizations of scale and organizations of exemplary executive capability like the Tatas and the institutions, particularly in the media, that Thiru Shobhana Bharatiya lead. I acknowledge that these are the drivers and accelerators of our growth, of our employment, and things to be emulated by the generations to come. So once again, I offer my congratulations to the recipients, and I thank the organizers for the chance to be a part of this ceremony and deem it my privilege to do so. Thank you very much.